Social living, from my perspective, is adding a whole new dimension to the way that we think about real estate. You know, when you think about society and thousands of years ago, there was no real thinking about the space that we spent our time in, but rather it was about the communities that we spent our time with, and it was about the social interaction that we had with our neighbors. And somewhere along the line, I think we forgot that as we began to industrialize and modernize. And I think that for me, social living is an attempt to bring back some of the community aspects of real estate and living life.
Social living communities are quite a bit different from old typical rental buildings, where they're really focusing on creating a community and creating experiences as opposed to just offering somebody a place to live and some amenities to use. It's really getting people out of their rooms, out of their apartments, and living outside but in the building. So in the amenity space, in the common areas, giving people reasons to go out and meet their neighbor, and that creates a sense of community. I think the reason that people really are attracted to these types of communities is because it allows them to live, work, and play in one area, but also do it in an interactive, fun way at a price point that is extremely competitive in major urban centers across the US.
So the key components of a social community: you need to build space for people to enjoy. Things that you would think of: gym, pool, co-working space, just general social space. And our lobbies are public. We have a bar in the lobbies. It's kind of a platform idea across most of our properties. And they're all oversized. So the gym we were sitting in is 2 times the size of what you see in a typical residential building this size. And same thing applies across the board. This building particularly has 70 to 80,000 square feet total of amenity space. When you add all up, out the dog park, the bar downstairs, the gym, the pool, the double-decker pool, the barbecue area, so forth. So you're gonna build the space to just create the environment. But I think a common fallacy is that people think that if you just build a big gym or a big pool or a big barbecue area, it's gonna get filled. And that, I can tell you, is not true, because we have done that, and it's really not driven by the space that you build. That's just like a prereq to be able to create the social environment. The key, in my opinion, really behind social environment is the programming and what you're pushing through your building. And when I say pushing through your building, like, we have events multiple times a week with people that manage those events. We do a lot of programs that really are designed to engage the residents together. What I mean by that is like sushi making classes, or whiskey tastings, or things where like there's forced interaction outside just like listening to music and having a drink. At all these buildings, they're all designed in A locations. So like when we buy the real estate, it has to be in an A location. We have to provide the amenity platform. So the price doesn't meet the value in a good way, meaning that like we don't make people pay for the gym membership. You know, you don't have to go to an Equinox because your gym is huge here. Provide free co-working. You don't have to join a social club like Soho House because this is your Soho House. Everything is designed that it's made super seamless and simple. That's why I think the buildings lease incredibly well, and that's why I think our retention is going to be incredibly well. There is no competition.
I think that for so many reasons, these communities are the new way that everyone's going to look about how they live and how they interact with their neighbors, how they interact with their cities. I think that once people have these kinds of living experiences, that they're not going to want to go back to the status quo where they have buildings that don't have programming or they're more expensive. I think that this is really the way that urban expansion is going to happen responsibly, and how a lot of people are going to access the housing market.
From our perspective at Greybrook, PMG has really established themselves as a market leader in social living, as an innovator. I think that they've really taken to heart the concept of creating communities for people. I think that they've taken to heart the foreign concept in some cases of actually thinking about what your consumer wants when you're producing the product. And in our case, the product is real estate, but it started with an approach of thinking about what people are looking for, thinking about what's missing in urban centers, and trying to fill that void. And I think that PMG has proven that across their properties so far that they've developed in many cities across the United States, and we're extremely excited to be a part of it.